Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Carson Hoewe of Grand Blanc Boys Lacrosse. How's it going?
Good. How about you, man?
I'm doing good. It has been quite the year for you guys. I know. First off, congratulations on graduating. I know that was a few days ago, and I know you're on to bigger and better things. But but before we get into the season, what has life been like since you got your diploma and stuff?
It's been surreal, getting ready to move on to the next step, but it's really motivated me because I realized like, hey, like the time's now. I got to get to work and I got to prepare for that next level more than ever now and be ready when I get there.
Yeah, we'll talk about that more later on. But
Yeah.
so let's this season alone, what was it like then? Because this is a program that's kind of I guess is on the up and up. I know that it's to in lacrosse it's kind of interesting because obviously you have your really good teams and then you have your middle pack teams and then everybody else.
Yeah.
What has it been like to be a part of, to be a part of kind of the program that's kind of really just kind of wanting to take that next step?
Yeah. Obviously, like that's something that I really like enjoy and I love doing. Like I feel like that's part of the reason like I chose the college I chose to too, because like being able to like help a program grow is an amazing feeling. Like take it from somewhere and leave it better than you found it. You know what I mean? So, you know, obviously I left for a year, but for my freshman year, sophomore year, and senior year, just seeing the steps we've taken, like we've been talented every year, but seeing the steps we've taken in terms of the culture and everybody working outside of it, like it's been an amazing thing to see the program grow. And obviously Coach Fear, Coach Chuck is a huge part of that. And he's a great coach that's really helped push that culture. Like, hey guys, like we're taking the next step. Let's grow this program. And so it's been great.
Where did you go for, yeah, I believe it was your junior year. Where did you end up?
So I ended up in Virginia, like 30 minutes outside Charlottesville at a prep boarding school called Blue Ridge. And I was coached there for lacrosse by legendary coach Dom Starja, UVA's old head coach, 4 national titles, 40 years coaching Division 1, really turned UVA into the powerhouse that they are. And then I actually followed my football coach from Grand Blanc out there for that year when he left Grand Blanc. That's
Coach
where he went.
Alexander. Yeah.
Yep, Coach Alexander. Yep.
Yeah. Um, Kind of going into, what made you decide that maybe I wanted to come back to the area?
You know, I had kind of like I had chosen where I wanted to be for college, and so that was out of the way. That was a big stress factor that I didn't really have to deal with anymore. But I mean, just like wanting to be back with my friends for my senior year, dude. Like I was I was really I knew I was gonna go back out there and be away from home for like when I go to college. I was like, if I can get one more year at home and like enjoy being around my family, my little sister started high school and being back with my friends. It was just like the best case scenario for me for my senior year and where I wanted to be.
The thing is I think just the program, not just itself, but the school itself the thing is, if you haven't been at Grand Blanc in a while, it looks a lot different.
Yeah.
Obviously with the big bond that passed, and obviously, I know a lot of this came to fruition when Coach Alexander was there, but
Hmm.
the improvements that the district has made, just throughout with the obviously with the bond passing, and I was there for, I think it was soccer. I was there for a regional final. And
Hmm.
like, wow, that's
Yeah, it's beautiful, dude. I
Grand
mean,
Blanc Army.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Maybe that, like, because I was kind of on the edge when I first came back from school. Like, I was on the edge. I hadn't really committed to going back or staying home, and I was like, dude, like this is pretty cool. Like the stadium, the build, you see the big jumbotron, and everything about it. So yeah, that definitely. I'm not gonna lie. Like those little things play a little bit of a factor. Being able to play in a state facility as beautiful as this, like, yeah, it's game changing for sure.
You also played football, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, we can get into it if you want, but
Yeah, go ahead.
I've talked about it a few times. So this past year, my senior year, um, I know I played my first 2 games that, it was fun. They're both on the road, and then first home game in this brand new stadium we talk about. I actually fractured my fibula, third play of the game versus Saginaw Heritage, and had to get 7 screws and a metal plate in that, and thought I was gonna be done for the year. Came back 6 weeks later, played Davison.
Yeah, that's Yeah, that was the adventure because obviously, to get ready for this season and all that. But what I think was the biggest thing that you're really going to kind of take away from, the experience that you had because, this is a team and I think I was talking to coach before I believe the game I think it was against the Shorts Creek combined team.
Hmm.
The Shorts Creek Flushing combined team, I should say.
Yeah.
And I think he said like, probably like numbers are on the rise. And when, obviously when the programs are like, what is it seeing like to see all these kids wanting to come out and be a part of this program?
I mean, in terms of like lacrosse, you mean like in terms of
Yes.
like lacrosse? Yeah, yeah, no. Obviously it's great. Like I love the fact that like kids want to be a part of this program. You want to be a part of a program that kids want to play for. You don't want to be at some crappy school that you're like, I don't really like being here. Like to say you're a part of a team that kids would want to play for or be a part of, like it's a big thing, especially in our area, like Genesee County area. There's not a lot of like big lacrosse schools. I'd say like we're probably the biggest. And so it is really nice saying like, hey, if like kids in Genesee County wish they had the opportunities that we had.
Grand Blanc is also one of the biggest school districts in the entire
Yeah.
state.
Yeah. Yeah. That
So,
too.
um, but yeah, I know that obviously, you've this, what I know you've gotten a lot of attention from, different people, including I think that, going on, story going on television and the insane season that you've had.
Hmm.
So what was it like for you to do you like doing that stuff? Because you've got quite the personality for it.
Uh-huh. Yeah, dude, I love it. I mean, I think everybody likes attention a little bit, so it is cool to get attention. But like, I also know that if like I didn't put the work in, like I wouldn't be where I'm at and I wouldn't be getting attention. So I'm just grateful that God's put me in a position to work hard and like get these opportunities. Because I know it like if I was just like a normal kid, like I wouldn't be getting these opportunities. So yeah, I mean, I like getting the attention and like showing that yeah, my hard work pays off a little bit.
Okay, what's on Carson Howie's playlist before game?
Ooh, before a game, a little bit of everything. It depends on what sport we're talking. Football, I might be a little more aggressive, like some like straight like 42 Doug, NBA Young Boy, like some old like rap. But lacrosse is a little more like of a flowy sport. So we might play some like Rihanna, um, dude, like Natasha Bedingfield, a lot of Calvin Harris, just like stuff that like makes you feel like groovy.
Yeah,
It's a little different.
yeah. Um, to know that like, for you to come back and have the season that you did, and to kind of, be with your friends one last time. I know obviously you wanted to go farther and take this program to places it's never been,
Mhm.
running into a really, really good Heartland team.
Yeah.
What was it like how do you handle when things are ending? Like, or how do you handle when it is the end and you're never going to come back?
Yeah, obviously it sucks like in the moment because you're like it really sets in and it's like damn like I'm never gonna play here again. I think like in that aspect football is a little harder for me because I knew that like hey I wasn't gonna go on to play college football. I was never gonna play football again. So that hurt a little bit more and just knowing everything I had been through this past year. But in terms of lacrosse, like yeah, it sucked because like obviously we built the program, but like we wanted to take that next step. We had been to the regional final, like they went last year, but like we wanted to win the regional final this year. So yeah, obviously we ran into a really talented Heartland team and like shout out to them, dude. I mean, I've played a lot of like club lacrosse and summer ball with those guys. A lot of them are my close friends, So shout out to them. Like they deserved every bit of it. But so losing to them definitely sucked a little bit. But I mean, I'm just glad that we've gotten Grand Blanc to a point where it's consistently in the regional final.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It could be worse at the end of the day. And so I'm thankful that we're there.
Mhm. Okay. So, I mentioned that we would talk about what's next. Well, what is
Mhm.
next?
Yeah, what is next? So I'm going to North Carolina, downtown Charlotte to play at Queen's University of Charlotte. A new Division I program, kind of up and coming. Definitely like they were at the D2 level, shifted to D1. This will be the second year, third. This will be the third year when I'm there. And so, yeah, I mean, that's the next step for me and going there and working hard, trying to get some PT.
I always ask like what intrigued you about going there because, you're in a big city.
Mm-hmm.
in Charlotte,
Mm-hmm.
NASCAR country down there.
Yeah, a thousand
So,
percent.
but what intrigued you about that? An up and coming, because it's kind of like it kind of, you were kind of a part of one and now you're going to be part of another one.
Yeah, I think it's just like that's my personality, dude. It's like I want to help grow. Like I want to work hard and like build a program. That's fun to me. Um, I also just think like would I rather not saying I had the offers, but like would I rather went to a big time program and rode the bench till like my fifth year, you know what I mean, or maybe never get on the field, or do I want to go to an up and coming program where hey, I could work my tail off and maybe play my freshman year, my sophomore year, stuff like that, get early playing time, stuff like that. So that's definitely another aspect too is being able to play.
Yeah,
And then you also hit at it like in terms outside of the program, like obviously going picking that school, like you hit on it, it's big city. I mean,
Charlotte,
for what I want to go into, it's perfect. Like business, just like the networking in NASCAR country, it's beautiful. Like you got Lake Norman. Maybe I could live there in the future. Who knows?
absolutely. Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. Obviously with a lot of people down there, and obviously with with the Panthers, and obviously most of the NASCAR teams throughout the entire country are based in that area, are based
Yeah.
in nearby Mooresville. Um,
Yeah.
obviously, I know that world pretty well after being in it for a
Yeah.
while. So
1000%.
yeah, the biggest thing is what do you want to like do, because you want to go into business, but like, but what? Because it's like people say like I want to go
Like I'm
into,
gonna major in business that do whatever. Like, yeah,
yeah,
I know
pretty
what you
much.
mean. Yeah, yeah, 1000%. So in my like for my dream is like, hey, like I want to get my business degree and then maybe post grad go into law and get my law degree. And so that way I can kind of shift it into like being an agent is like my dream career. Cause I know like whatever I want to do, like I've played sports my literally my entire life. So I know I want to stay around the game. And I think I would be really a really sad person if I wasn't around the game. So I think going into like sports agency and working with athletes and stuff like that is really my dream, and being able to stay around the game and work with athletes, like I said, is like just my dream, I guess.
Absolutely. Um, so let me ask you this. I know it how long, when was senior's last day for you?
The 17th of May, 17th of
Okay.
May.
So the last few weeks, what have you been? Obviously, I know that, obviously, the first week you were still in season,
Yeah.
but what was it like I always like to ask this from a lot of people, like
Yeah.
when school's in session and you're wanting to go out and do stuff, was it weird the first time? It's like, man, I'm going out and like I'm during like in the middle of the day and
Yeah.
it's just, was it weird at first?
I mean, a little bit. So when I went to prep school, I came home early again, like early May or like mid-May. So I mean, I'd kind of gotten used to it last year in terms of having like a bit of a longer summer, but I wasn't still in season, like you said. So yeah, it was weird, like having to sit around and wait for practice all day. But I mean, obviously that first week, I'm not gonna lie, like I caught up on some sleep. I definitely slept in a little bit, but I mean, you still like you balance your time. Like I would wake up, eat a little breakfast, hit the gym, and get a better workout in than probably normal because I didn't have school. I'll then go to practice and then just do whatever, probably hang with my other friends and get some time in with them.
Yeah. So like, so what is this summer going to be like for you? Because, you're going to be heading down to Charlotte pretty soon, if I would imagine.
Yeah, that's the nice part about lacrosse is like I don't really have to go till mid-August. It's not like football and I'm reporting in July like some of my friends are, which I thank God because I get some time with my family and friends and stuff like that. But yeah, it'll just be a lot of the same as like usual. To be quite honest, like I'll just work hard, hit the gym, hit the field, and just prepare because, like I said, like my goal is to get playing time right away, and that's what I want to step into. So yeah, just grind as hard as I can.
Okay. Um, you have, your personalities, where did that come from? It's like, I could tell you're pretty super outgoing.
Yeah.
Where did that come from, Carson?
I don't know. Probably just like hanging with a bunch of different friend groups, to be quite honest. Like, I mean, going into high school, I was friends with like kids that are probably 2 grades older than me. So getting a mix of them. And then I have these friends that are very like a whole different culture, coming from the West Middle School. We get a lot of the Flint kids, whole different culture, you know what I mean? And then I go to Blue Ridge and I'm hanging out with another different set of culture and like a bunch of Canadians and stuff like that. So it's just like the mixing of these people and understanding like you have to be able to flow and mix different people. And I think that's definitely made me a little more outgoing for sure.
And obviously that could also help you prepare for the next career that you have.
Oh,
So,
1,000%.
all right. Um, what does lacrosse mean to you?
It means a way for me to express myself. I think like you just get out, you get to go out there and put your all into something. And I think everybody needs something like that, whether it's your job or school or whatever you do. That's my way of getting everything out of me and just like showing that everything I do is for a reason. It's my reason. It's like I do everything to focus on that and to be better at that.
Yeah, for sure. All right. I know we've gotten to know you pretty well. Let's get to know you a little bit more.
All right, perfect.
Okay, so most memorable game that you've been a part of in your lacrosse, or you can also say football career too.
Most memorable game. Um, I'd probably have to say lacrosse last year out at Blue Ridge. We played a school called Paul the Sixth. We lost in the semifinals, but it was a really close game. Going back and forth, and they were a really talented squad. Like probably I mean, at one point last year, I think they were ranked like 18th in the country.
Yeah.
And so being able to play at that level was obviously an honor. And then probably for here, hmm, I'd probably say something in football like that 2021-22 season, I think it was, or maybe it's 22-23. Um, I don't even know how it works, but my sophomore year, either way, we are a really talented football team, and just being able to be a part of that journey, whether no matter how much playing time I got, is like pretty memorable the whole time.
Yeah. Let's see. Favorite team to root for?
Favorite team to root for? I grew up a Michigan fan. I'm not gonna lie to you. And then obviously now the Lions coming up is pretty cool to be able to root for them.
Okay. What's your go-to place for food?
Go-to place for food. Dang, that's a hard question. I'd probably say B-Dubs is so easy. I live right next to B-Dubs. It's pretty
Yeah.
easy.
All right. And finally, what's something people don't know about you, Carson?
Something people don't know about me. Um, That's a hard question, dude.
Like,
I feel like I'm out there a lot.
okay, so here's the thing. What is something that maybe the audience would never guess about
Um, that
You were born a preemie, something.
I guess I was born prematurely. That's what my mom said. She's sitting here watching. I was born prematurely.
you? Okay. All right. All right. All right. Well, Carson, thanks so much for the time as always. We'll talk to you soon, bud.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.